All right, let's jump right in. Tonight, we're going to take a deep dive into the 2025 Golden Globes.
Oh, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, and you guys always send in the best stuff to help us out, and your recent article with the full winners list. Well,
That's like our VIP pass.
right, exactly. Backstage access to all the drama.
Oh, with gossip.
And we've got a lot to unpack here. I mean, Japanese historical epics are making some serious waves this year.
Definitely.
A certain pop star might have missed the mark this time around.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, we'll get to that. And of course, no award show would be complete without a comeback story for the ages.
Always love those.
So, where do we even begin? Gotta be the biggest story of the night, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. They completely dominated the drama categories.
Yeah, best drama series, best actor for Hiroyuki Sanada.
Best supporting actor for Tadanobu Asano.
It's like they built a whole fortress around those awards.
It's really interesting, how Shugen is tapping into this global fascination we've been seeing with historical dramas.
Oh, for sure.
Like, think back to shows like Game of Thrones, The Crown.
Yeah.
But Shugen is transporting us to feudal Japan.
Right. Totally a different world.
A setting just ripe with political intrigue, epic battles.
And those complex characters.
Oh, yeah. So complex. It's no wonder audiences are captivated.
And it's not just audiences, though. Critics are raving about it, too. The intricate plot.
Oh, yeah. The visuals are stunning.
And just the way the show explores cultural clashes and power dynamics.
Definitely not just about swords and samurai. Those are cool, too.
Right. So much more to it. All right. Now, for something completely different.
Get me.
We gotta talk about Emilia Perez.
Emilia Perez.
This film seems to be generating quite a buzz.
It is, yeah.
Taking home Best Picture Non-English Language,
A big one.
Best Supporting Actress for Zoe Saldana,
Wow.
and Best Original Score.
That's impressive.
It is. But here's the twist.
Okay, I'm listening.
Selena Gomez stars in it, but
But she didn't win anything
yeah,
for this film.
nothing.
Right.
What do you make of that?
That's definitely a surprise.
right.
Especially considering her fan base. Huge. Makes you wonder about the dynamics within the film itself.
Oh, interesting.
Was Saldana's role just more demanding? Or did the script give her better opportunities, to really shine?
Maybe.
It's possible the voters were looking for a performance that would surprise them, and Saldana delivered.
Yeah. It's like a real-life Hollywood mystery.
I love it.
All right, brace yourself for this one.
I'm ready.
Wicked.
The one everyone and their mother thought would sweep the awards.
Exactly.
Like-
Went home completely empty-handed.
Oh, wow. Talk about a plot twist.
Right.
This raises some interesting questions, though, about the role of awards, right?
Totally. Wicked.
It's already a cultural phenomenon, pretty much.
Absolutely. Massive pre-existing fan base.
Kitschy music.
It was already a cultural phenomenon before the Golden Globes even started.
Oh, yeah.
So does this lack of awards actually diminish its impact?
Ooh, good question.
Will it still be considered a classic years from now? I mean, it's possible Wicked just defies the odds and becomes this beloved classic even without the Golden Globe validation.
I could see that.
Yeah. Speaking of defying the odds,
Let's talk about
Demi Moore, winning Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy for The Substance, Come Back.
You said it. What a comeback story.
I mean, even just the title of the film, The Substance, considering her past, it's
Yeah.
almost like a deliberate nod to her journey.
It really has another layer to her win.
Yeah.
But, looking beyond just the headlines,
Sure.
her performance in The Substance has gotten some serious praise
Oh, yeah.
for its vulnerability, its dark humor.
Interesting.
She's tackling this complex character, grappling with addiction.
Heavy stuff.
She's doing it with this raw honesty that's resonating with, well, everybody.
Audiences and critics alike.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's more than just a comeback story. It's a testament to her talent and her ability to take on these challenging roles.
Absolutely. And we can't forget some of the other quick wins. Colin Farrell snagged Best Actor in a limited series for The Penguin.
No surprise there.
He just inhabits that character.
Yeah.
And of course, Jean Smart, the reigning queen of comedy,
Queen Jean.
won again, this time for Hacks.
I mean, is there anything she can't do?
Really? Now, Inside Out 2 grabbed Best Animated Picture.
It did.
But from what I've heard, it might not actually live up to the original.
Yeah, sequels.
They always have a tough act to follow.
It's true.
And while we're on the topic of sequels, Dune Part 2 won Best Original Score,
Amazing score.
but missed out on Best Picture. Maybe they're just saving that for Part 3.
Yeah, maybe. But with so many wins and, well, snubs to dissect,
So many.
maybe we should shift gears and focus on those for a bit.
Sounds good to me. What were some of the biggest snubs that jumped out at you?
The Brutalist, immediately came to mind. Adrian Brody, phenomenal performance.
I've heard amazing things about it.
The cinematography, breathtaking. The score,
Oh,
haunting.
no, he...
Hard to say for sure. You know, sometimes a film, despite all its merits,
Yeah.
just doesn't manage to capture the attention of the voters.
Especially when you're up against such strong competition.
Especially...
It's like trying to stand out in a sea of incredible films.
Exactly. Speaking of standing out, were there any surprise wins that completely caught you off guard?
You know, I have to admit, I was pretty surprised by Zoe Saldana's win.
For Amelia Perez?
Yeah, for Best Supporting Actress.
Ah.
Especially with Selena Gomez in the same film.
Yeah, me too.
Makes you wonder what specifically about her performance resonated with the voters.
Maybe there was a particular scene, a subtle nuance in her acting
Right.
that truly captivated them.
It's true. I mean, it's fascinating, isn't it? How these awards can spark so much discussion and debate.
They do.
It's true. I mean, it's fascinating, isn't it? How these awards can spark so much discussion and debate.
It really is.
Makes you think, like, what even makes a movie or a show award-worthy?
Yeah, what is it? Critical acclaim?
Box office success.
Or is there like some intangible it factor?
Right. That just captures the hearts of audiences.
And how much do these awards even influence our own perceptions of what's good?
It's like we just automatically assume a Golden Globe winner is somehow better
Oh, 100%.
than something that wasn't even nominated.
Yeah, it's a good reminder to,
Question everything.
question those assumptions and explore, films and shows with an open mind.
Regardless of their award status.
Exactly. Now, before we get too philosophical,
Right.
there were a few other wins we should touch on.
Oh, right. A Real Pain, with Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, how'd that one do?
Seemed like a bit of a mixed night for them.
Yeah.
They got a Best Picture nomination in the musical comedy category, but they also won Best Screenplay.
Yeah, interesting. And,
Kieran Culkin
Kieran Culkin
won Best Supporting Actor.
for his role in it.
Yeah. Shows you how a film can be recognized, for its individual components.
Like the writing,
Acting, the directing even.
even if it doesn't take home the top prize.
Yeah, exactly. Shows you how complex that judging process really is.
It is, yeah.
Speaking of complex, we talked about Inside Out 2 winning Best Animated Picture.
Right.
But the article you sent mentioned it wasn't exactly a hit with critics.
It wasn't.
Yeah, the review you shared, it kind of suggested it felt more like a cash grab than a genuine attempt to, push the boundaries of storytelling.
Especially considering Pixar's legacy.
Right.
Like, come on.
They've had some groundbreaking films.
And the original Inside Out. Like,
Yeah.
top tier.
So expectations were high.
Understandably so.
And maybe it's just a case of sequel fatigue.
Happens to the best of them.
Even the most successful studios can stumble every now and then.
Totally.
Yeah.
But winning Best Animated Picture is still a significant achievement.
It is, yeah. Okay, enough with animation, though. Let's talk blockbusters.
Yes, the big one.
Cinematic spectacle.
One that just blew audiences away.
Yeah, like Alien,
Yeah.
Romulus,
Oh, and Beetlejuice.
Doodlejuice.
Gladiator 2.
They all cleaned up in the cinematic and box office achievement category. And that's the category that's all about recognizing those films that captivated audiences on a grand scale.
Not just in terms of storytelling, but also in terms of just sheer visual spectacle.
It's about pushing the boundaries of what's even possible on screen.
Those wow moments.
Yeah, the ones that leave you breathless.
Exactly. But amidst all these big budget extravaganzas,
Right.
there were also some quieter, more intimate stories that made their mark.
Like The Penguin.
With Colin Farrell winning for Best Actor.
Yeah, in a limited series.
Sounds like a must-watch.
I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And Baby Reindeer also won for Best Limited Series.
And Jessica Gunning
Jessica Gunning.
took home Best Supporting Actress.
It's a reminder that sometimes those smaller, more character-driven stories can pack just as much of an emotional punch
Sometimes more.
than the big-budget productions.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I have to admit, I'm a sucker for a good drama series.
Who isn't?
And this year's competition was just fierce. I mean, The Diplomat, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Slow Horses, Squid Game.
And then there was Shugan.
Right, which, as we discussed, was the undisputed champion of the night.
Undisputed.
It's
amazing to see so much talent.
Yeah, really is. All right, let's shift gears to the musical comedy categories.
Okay, let's do it.
Hacks continues its reign of brilliance, with Jean Smart snagging another win for Best Actress.
Unstoppable.
I know. And she was up against some stiff competition.
Oh, yeah.
Ayo Edebiri,
Love her.
Catherine Hahn,
So good.
Kristen Bell,
Oh, wow.
and the list goes on.
It really highlights the depth of talent in comedy right now.
It does, But we can't forget about the men who made us laugh this year.
Who made us laugh?
Jeremy Allen White won Best Actor in a Musical Comedy Series for The Bear.
The Bear, yeah. I've heard such great things about that show.
Me too.
What's it about?
So it's about this talented but troubled chef who's trying to save his family's struggling restaurant.
Oh, looks a good premise.
It's been getting rave reviews.
Makes sense.
They say it's this wild, chaotic, but ultimately heartwarming portrayal of, the high-pressure world of restaurant kitchens.
So it's not just a comedy. It's like a glimpse into a world most of us only experience from the outside.
Right. From what I've read, they used a lot of interesting techniques to create that sense of realism, like fast-paced editing.
To capture the frenzy.
Yeah, the frenzy of a busy kitchen.
And those close-up shots.
Highlighting the intensity.
And they even collaborated with real chefs to make sure everything was authentic.
It's those details that really elevate a show,
Absolutely.
And it's impressive. He beat out some comedic giants for this one.
Like it.
Adam Brody, Jason Segel.
Oh, wow.
Even Steve Martin and Martin Short from Only Murders in the Building.
That's a tough one to beat.
It really is.
It just goes to show that fresh, well-written series
Can really capture the attention of everybody.
audiences and critics alike.
Exactly. Speaking of Adam Brody,
Yes?
his new show, Nobody Wants This.
I've had my eye on that one.
Sounds intriguing.
It does.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have
From sweeping historical dramas to laugh-out-loud comedies.
cinematic spectacles to intimate character studies.
And we've only scratched the surface.
There are so many other categories.
Winners we haven't even touched upon.
That's why we do this.
This deep dive.
Exactly.
It's a chance to really explore the breadth of storytelling that's happening right now.
It really is.
But before we wrap up this part of our discussion,
Yeah.
there's one more category we need to talk about.
The one that always sparks debate and discussion.
You know it.
Best original song.
You know it. This year, the competition,
Oh, so fierce.
Miley Cyrus collaborated with Andrew Wyatt and like Beautiful That Way, The Last Showgirl.
Ah.
And then you've got Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross teaming up with Luca Guadagnino
For Compress for Proud.
from Challengers.
Those are some serious musical heavyweights.
Serious. Not to mention Robbie Williams with Forbidden Road from Better
Oh,
Man.
classic.
But in the end,
The Golden Globes went to
El Mal
Almal. Okay.
from Emilia Perez, composed by Clement Ducol and Camille.
So this film really struck a chord with the voters.
It did, and with good reason.
Why?
It's a hauntingly beautiful piece of music.
Yeah.
And it perfectly captures, the film's emotional depth.
Music can be such a powerful storytelling tool, can't it?
It really can. It elevates a scene.
Evokes all those emotions.
Stays with us long after the credits roll.
Exactly.
And Emilia Perez isn't the only film being recognized for its musical brilliance.
No.
Dune. Part 2 also snagged a win for Best Original Score.
No surprise there, considering Hans Zimmer,
Right.
legendary talent.
He creates these epic,
These
immersive...
soundscapes.
It's like he transports you to another world with his music.
Totally. Okay, before we get completely lost in the dunes of Arrakis,
Lost in the Dune.
let's take a step back. Think about the bigger picture.
Okay.
So we've talked about the winners, the snubs, the surprises.
We have.
But what does it all mean?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
I think so. Are these awards just a way to recognize excellence in filmmaking?
Or do they hold a deeper cultural significance?
Do they influence our viewing habits?
Shape our perceptions of what even constitutes good art?
And what about all those films and shows that didn't win anything?
Yeah, does that diminish their value? Their impact?
Oh, good questions.
These are all questions worth pondering.
Absolutely.
Because ultimately,
The awards are just a starting point
a starting point.
to spark conversations,
Introduce us to new stories.
invite us to engage with the art that moves us.
And that's what makes this deep dive so exciting.
I agree.
We're not just listing off winners.
Right.
We're exploring the trends, the debates, the impact of these awards on the industry.
On us as viewers.
And it's important to remember
Everyone brings their own unique perspective to the table.
what resonates with one person.
Might not land with another.
And that's okay.
It's more than okay.
The beauty of art.
Subjectivity.
So, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, just think about what stood out to you.
Which films or shows piqued your interest?
Which performances moved you?
And what does this year's crop of Golden Globe winners say about the state of entertainment?
These are just a few of the questions we'll be exploring as we continue our deep dive into the 2025 Golden Globes. Stay tuned. In the next part, we'll be delving into the performances that captivated audiences, the trends that emerged, and the cultural conversations that were sparked by this year's awards. Welcome back to our Golden Globes deep dive. Ready for part 3?
Ready to dish on those performances everyone's talking about.
Okay, so let's start with Hiroyuki Sanada's win for Best Actor in a Drama Series for Shogun.
That's right.
The article mentions some serious competition in that category.
Oh, yeah?
So what made his performance stand out?
Well, from what I've read, it was the incredible depth and nuance he brought to the role. He didn't just play a stoic warrior. He really captured the inner turmoil.
The way of leadership?
Exactly, and the humanity beneath that samurai facade.
So we got both the action and the gut-wrenching emotional moments.
We did. And let's not forget, Anna Sawai,
Also from Shogun.
nominated for Best Actress in a Drama Series.
Right, she was up against...
Her portrayal of this strong, complex woman navigating, well, a pretty patriarchal society was just captivating.
It's no wonder she earned a nomination alongside, some of Hollywood's most acclaimed actresses.
Yeah, seriously.
Sounds like Shogun delivered some truly powerful performances. Now, switching gears a bit to the musical comedy categories,
Right.
we have to talk about Jeremy Allen White's win for Best Actor in The Bear,
The Bear.
this show,
A must-watch for anyone who's ever worked in a restaurant.
or anyone who loves a good, chaotic kitchen drama, really.
Absolutely. His performance as this talented but troubled chef trying to save his family's restaurant, it's just
Raw
relatable.
and undeniably funny.
The show itself has gotten so much praise for its realistic depiction of a high-pressure kitchen
So it's not just a comedy, it's like a glimpse into this whole other world.
that most of us only experience from the outside looking in.
Exactly. Now, how about Baby Reindeer? They won Best Limited Series.
And Jessica Gunning took home Best Supporting Actress for her role in that one.
Yeah, the article described it as like a
A
real
feat comedy,
with a lot of heart.
definitely adding that to the watch list.
Right. Okay, so we've discussed the drama, the comedy,
Yeah.
but what about the films that really pushed those boundaries of visual storytelling?
Dune, Part 2 has got to be up there.
Dune, of course.
Winning Best Original Score.
Hans Zimmer just knocked it out of the park, right?
Oh, always does. He created this soundscape that's as vast and epic as the film's visuals,
Seriously, immersive.
transporting you right to the sandy dunes of Arrakis.
It's like he composed a whole new language
He did.
for that world.
Absolutely. And speaking of music,
Oh, yes.
Amelia Perez,
They won Best Original Score and Best Original Song for El Mal.
sensing a theme here.
Ahem.
Hey,
Music definitely played a huge role in this year's awards.
it did.
Amelia Perez, hauntingly beautiful music.
Emotionally resonant.
And it blends perfectly with the film's, kind of genre-bending narrative.
So we've got samurai epics, chaotic kitchens, quirky comedies.
Music that transports us to other worlds. What a year for storytelling.
It really highlights the incredible diversity and creativity in the industry right now.
It does, it does. But amidst all this celebration,
Yeah.
it's important to acknowledge, those films and shows that didn't receive awards.
Right, recognition is just one measure of success.
Exactly.
There are countless incredible stories being told that might not fit neatly into those award categories.
Or they just flew under the radar.
It happens. It's a good reminder to look beyond the awards, explore that full spectrum of films and shows out there.
Totally. Now, did any particular trends or themes emerge from this year's Golden Globes? What really stood out to you?
Well, the success of Shogun definitely points to this growing global interest in stories from different cultures.
It's a good point. It's a reminder that good storytelling
Great storytelling.
transcends borders, languages. It gives us those glimpses into worlds beyond our own.
Absolutely. And we talked about Wicked being snubbed,
Right.
which sparked this whole debate about the relationship between awards and lasting cultural impact.
Do those awards really matter in the long run?
Does the lack of a Golden Globe diminish its potential to become a classic? I mean, only time will tell. Wicked already had this huge fan base, cultural relevance, before the awards even happened.
So will it be remembered as this timeless classic, or will it fade from memory?
It's a good question. It makes you think about how we define success.
In the entertainment industry.
Is it purely about awards and box office numbers? Or is there something more?
What do you think?
I think it's about the impact a story has on individuals.
Yeah.
The conversations it generates, the way it shapes our understanding of ourselves.
The world around us.
A film or show doesn't need a Golden Globe to resonate deeply with viewers.
And spark important discussions.
Exactly.
Well said. And as we wrap up our Golden Globes deep dive,
this has been fun.
It has. Always a good time.
That's the thought I want to leave our listeners with today.
What's that?
Awards, they're a snapshot in time, a celebration of achievement.
But the real legacy of these films and shows
lies in their ability to connect with us on a deeper level.
To challenge our perspectives.
Remind us of the power of storytelling.
So as you explore the full list of winners and delve into the films and shows that caught your eye,
remember that the real journey begins after the curtain falls.
Keep those conversations going. Keep thinking critically. Keep seeking out stories that move you.
Inspire you. Stay with you long after the credits roll.
That's the true magic of entertainment.
It really is a never-ending journey of discovery.
And we're all along for the ride.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the 2025 Golden Globes.
Until next time.
Happy watching.